Iasu, Malagedo. I spoke to a woman online once, and I thought she had kids. And then she goes, "Where'd you get the idea? I have kids. Like, I don't want any crotch goblins. If she can cook, this could work." Welcome to the Malaka podcast. Computer Love, part 87.
I think my best quality as a lover is coming second.
I I know what I can't. I mean, like looking at him, like I've never like again. I don't even sound racist or nothing, but like I can't tell if he's like a little bit Spanish or like his mother's Chinese. You know what I mean? But the point is, I don't know. I'm sure that worked more in the '80s, but there's more. He gave a look like into the camera, like like at the sorry, yeah.
Hi, I'm Wayne. I am in sales. I was almost sure I was going to be in the FBI, because of a couple of things in high school that became no longer a possibility for me. I've met a lot of women, and I've gone on a number of dates. One woman told me that I was coming on strong, and another woman has also told me that. I was dating a woman who had a younger brother who's in school, high school. He came into my place of work so I could fit him for a tuxedo for his prom. We were having a really good time. So when he asked me to buy him some beer, I did it and ultimately told his sister what I did. So that one, I don't really see how I could have done better there. If you're not looking for kids, you're not looking for me. So salute and carry on. My mother was a big smoker and
Okay, sorry. I know I said I was going to interrupt, but like first of all, salute. Um, okay, so let me just say this, ladies and gentlemen. Like in today's world, it's again, if you're a closet homosexual, I get it. It can be really tough out there for you, but back then it was a lot harder. So the whole, very like I don't know how to describe his look. Again, it's almost like you know, like like he could be a soccer player, but like more like he's on the fence of the whole hairdresser. Good job between the eyebrows though. Like I like I'm Greek and Italian. I gotta maintain these things every few days. But so that's I mean that's good manscaping there. But the point is like buying kids beer, I don't know. You gotta. I don't know. Like if it was today and this guy ended up on the Epstein list, I wouldn't be surprised. You know what I mean? Just But yeah, you could have done a few things differently there. Not buy underage kids booze. That's number one. Uh, you know, I don't want to say what I think the underlining is there with him buying booze for the kids. A lot of times, guys, you got to figure out your own shit there. But let's maybe he can redeem himself. Hold on.
and frankly the smell makes me think of her. So honestly, I prefer smokers. My biggest hobby is actually writing. Most of those stories are about sort of strong, muscular men attacking beasts and saving women. And so that's the kind of stuff that I'm trying to write on my own. It's just something that's
Okay, so again, first off, writing what? Forget it. The second, the whole, uh, you're writing about the men there. You're still trying to. I don't know. Again, I don't have to say anything, right? I'm starting to feel bad at this point, but let's just. I mean, I maybe there's a big twist at the end. I don't know. Let's just see.
I guess it's pretty silly sounding, but maybe maybe you're interested. I have to be honest, I don't really like being single. I am alone with my thoughts and saying things like stand up straight. So, where those thoughts come from is definitely a good question. But I think mostly it comes from my father, who I don't really know very well.
And there was a very long silence and stare at the end there. That's holy shit. Listen. So again, Jeffrey Dahmer was gay, right? Yeah, he was. Okay. The point is, look, I know I made some jokes there or whatever. Listen, overall, okay, I, I think we know what side of the fence this guy is on, and honestly, I feel bad for him. I really do, honestly, in the sense that he can't. I mean, he hasn't realized what he is yet, and you know, but a lot of people, I mean, like even today, like they use the whole. Watch how I connect these two together, guys. I'm not saying I'm the smartest guy, but just watch what I do here. But that's what a lot of people do today, online, and it's almost like it's almost like practice. I mean, so saying, "Hey, I'm just testing out the waters," and maybe later on they find out. They're, yeah, whatever. And again, ladies and gentlemen, I don't care who you are. Okay, to quote Seinfeld, not that there's anything wrong with that. I don't give a shit. Okay, but listen, some people just gotta find out shit on their own. And one thing I would absolutely change is the whole, you don't get along with your father, shocker. But the whole stare down at the end there. I don't know if I don't know if the VHS. Dates company did that on purpose to him, but that's cold, man. I mean, he's not gonna. It's not gonna help. But again, ladies and gentlemen, like we all know how hard online dating is, and I understand all the frustrations out there, and if you understand what I was trying to say there in that 7 minutes of bullshit, I suggest you subscribe to my channel. That's right. Selfless plug. If you go on YouTube, at the Malaka Podcast 416. If you go on TikTok, yes, I'm on TikTok. Why? We're all bored. At the Malaka Podcast 647. That is until they kick me off because I don't know. Like you promote movies on there for free, clips, and then they give you shit for it. And like these are movies that no one will ever hear of until they put shit online. Like we're trying to help you people. I don't know. I don't know. Like I'm not gonna stare you down like this guy, but come on. Let people do their thing. So worst case, if you can't find me on that one, just go on TikTok, put in the Malaka Podcast. And as always, if you're a fan of Chuck Norris, yes, there's only one Chuck Norris, and there always will be just one Chuck Norris. You go on YouTube, you put in at the Chuck Norris channel, and you will be happy. And that's that. So, let's begin these beautiful stories that I call online stories. So this one person I talked to here, or I tried to talk to anyway. I don't know. The profile seemed all right. I mean, I don't know. She was into Lego. I remember growing up with Lego as a kid. Very generic. All the characters looked like the Simpson family, just yellow and not much. Not much to it. And then you grow up, and now they make Legos out of everything. Batman, Joker. I mean, they're gonna be fighting forever there. But yeah, I mean, it's way cooler. So I just messaged her. I said, "You had me at Lego," and she said, "It's an obsession. Tell me about your movie love." Uh, my love of movies? Is she calling me love? I don't know. I'll just go with it. And about the Lego part, I said, I hear you. I like Legos too. And I said, what? For the movie love part, and I said, I'm not in a movie. I like movies though, And she said, your love of movies. I'm like, oh, okay, got it. So you can see, ladies and gentlemen, when you talk to someone online, I mean, you guys could both be okay, but You know, I mean, everything just gets lost in translation, and it's like that Keel and Peele sketch where they're texting each other back and forth, and you know, the one guy thinks he's gonna fight him. Oh, it's on now. Oh, what do you mean it's on? Oh, yeah, it's on now. Yeah, you know, all that. So yeah, you know, it's fucked up. And I'm talking about your backdrops and T-shirts. So yes, I like to think I have some cool shirts and a lot of time off during COVID, and yeah, kind of made it my own with all the pictures here. Why not? You know, and then she said, I wasn't calling you love, you know, laughing emoji face. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's you know, that hurt a little, but okay. And she said, oh, I thought so. I made him, you know, and, you know, with the whole love comment, I said, sure, LOL. As you can see, this is a really tense conversation. And she said, why? Tell me about them. And I said, why did I make them? Because I can. Well, they're pictures, and they're made of paper. And I'm pretty sure she disappeared after that, or I blocked her. And either way, it didn't. It was just bullshit. But the point is, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of times this is what happens when you talk to somebody online, and you know you kind of get a good thing going, and then it just turns to shit. And it turns out we're probably just both, you know, out of it and stupid, and we should both be stop playing with Legos. I stopped playing with Legos a while ago. I mean, once you know, once masturbation came into the picture, bye bye Legos. You know, yeah, high school didn't get a lot. 20s, you know, once I moved out, yeah, it was you know, it was good. It was you know. The point is, yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. What are you going to do? So, there's one person I talked to. I don't think this conversation went any better. She said something, I forgot, and then I said pasta and pizza. I don't know. Sometimes I save these messages, and I don't know, the messages get cut off. So, I'm going to assume it was, you know, maybe what's your favorite food? So, that makes sense. And then she's like, delicious. She said, good morning. And I said, I know. Good morning. And sometimes I just talk to a person, bullshit back and forth for weeks. Hi, how are you? A week later, fine. Yeah, it's just, you know, I just said, you know what? This site takes too long. Just text me. And she said, okay. And then, you know, time went on and I never got your text. I just made a joke. I said, one day, LOL. She said, yes. And I said, what day? LOL. Apparently, I'm still waiting for that day. So again, you know, if you don't want to text the person, that's fine. I get it. I'm nobody's. Well, I shouldn't say nobody's, but I'm somebody's weird cup of tea, and I get it if I'm not for you. That's fine. That's fine. You know, no worries. But just don't tease me. That's all. You shouldn't tease anybody. You know, unless that's what they're into, and I don't know, they had a stepfather, it didn't work out. But just, you know, try to be as honest as you can. I know online dating and, you know, the whole online thing is just, it's all bullshit. And it gives people a chance to lie and make up shit and scams and, you know, ask for papers, and then, you know, you get ICE involved. And the point is just, you know, try to be as honest as you can. That's all. So if you don't feel like talking to the person, or you're not going to text them, just say, look, dickhead, Malaka, asshole, I don't want to talk to you. That's it. I would respect that. I really, really would. Would I call you a bitch after? Probably. Cunt? Who knows? I don't know. Ring the bell? You know, it's not there for nothing. But the point is, it's not always going to work. But just be honest. That's all. So there's one profile I came across. Okay. This is an interesting one. It says, it starts off with Polly ENM. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very old school. I don't know what any of this means, so I'm just going to look up meaning, you know, in a good old Google. So, poly ENM refers to polyamory within the framework of ethical non-monogamy, ENM. Well, that didn't help at all. It describes the practice of having multiple consensual, romantic, and/or sexual relationships simultaneously, where all partners are aware and consenting. Well, I guess they're, I guess technically they're both, right? It emphasizes ethical, honest, and communicative relationships rather than secrecy. Right. When you cheat on someone, you want to tell them right to their face. Look, I just had the best orgasm today. It wasn't because of you, but if you're free tonight, and really, like that's what a lot of shit is out there. But a lot of people, are open with it. Some people hide it. I'm gonna go back to the stepfather thing, but the point is just, it is what it is, folks. That's all, But at least she's telling you right off the bat. So, but then she also says, not interested in FWB, fuck with benefits. I know that one. That's a classic. ONS. I don't know what that is. Hold on. ONS, meaning in dating. Yeah, there you go. Oh, see, Google knows already. Okay. ONS is short for one night stand. Okay. Each word is like one syllable. Like you can't just spell it out, really. Like one night stand. I didn't know there was a hyphen between one and night, but okay, you learn something new every day. Okay, I mean, you can't just like ons. You know what I mean? Like you just can't say okay. Fuck it. But and also she doesn't want hookups. So, okay. But yet again, the whole poly thing, it kind of contradict. Okay, never mind. Fuck do I know? Connection and communication are key. Yeah, well, obviously. I don't know. You might need a contract with her. Okay, so she said me, super lefty, 1312. I'm not even gonna bother Googling that. I have no idea what that means. BLM. Oh, I'm putting Google to the test today. Okay, hold on a sec, guys. BLM. Okay, let's see what we got here. I'm learning so much today. Okay, in dating, BLM stands for Black Lives Matter. And again, 4 syllables. You can, okay. And is used in profiles to signify support for the anti-racism movements. Okay, so it's good. It's good that you have Black Lives Matter. Me personally, I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, call me super white, but I believe all lives matter. Okay, if you have a bad experience with someone, that doesn't mean their race or sex should say, "Oh, I'm not going to mess with this type of person anymore." And again, I get it. I still understand the Black Lives Matter. I really do. I do understand it, but I what I don't understand is they haven't given money to a certain person who was killed by cops there. That's what I heard. I heard they didn't give any money towards the family there, but yeah, that's not a good look. Let's just now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to lie to you, and I hand to God, okay, may God strike me right now if I'm bullshitting or trying to make some kind of weird joke here. Like I told you, I did not know what 1312 means. I don't care. Maybe it's a guy's foot size. BLM, I told you what that meant. Right after that, ladies and gentlemen, and hand to God, I am not bullshitting, okay? So I don't want to get any shit for this, but she put an emoji sign of a piece of watermelon. Now, I'm for people that know me, know I'm really, really trying hard not to say a joke here, okay? But again, some jokes just write themselves. So I'm just gonna, And I'm looking at it very here. Let me even zoom in here. Yep, that is. Listen, it's got the green at the bottom. It's got like the white part where the red meat there. Like when you cut watermelon, you try not to get that white part, because it just does. It tastes like shit, But you want the red juicy part, And it's got and again, you could have said maybe it's a crooked C at one point. No, no, I can definitely see the black watermelon seeds. So again, I don't know what she's trying to prove here. Maybe she's trying to be funny, maybe ironic. I don't know. This is just you cannot write this shit. This is insane. It really, and the irony is already there. We all know that. We all know that. Okay, but I do have to agree with the one white guy in the audience in that episode of the Chappelle Show. Watermelon is a delicious fruit. I love watermelon. It is one of my favorites. I'm not just saying that to win some kind of vote or whatever. It's awesome. It really is. A little too pricey sometimes, but that is right. Literally right now. I mean, BLM/watermelon/. Then after that, she says feminist/pro-science. Polly, BBW, tattooed, atheist. That I like whiskey and old country. Okay, so BLM, old country, watermelon emoji. I'm so lucky I have a thick tongue. Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, I swear to God, that's the sound of an ambulance. I'm assuming that if this was any other person reading this, they would probably need one. But the point is, oh God, there's more. I have a bunch of hobbies ranging from book binding, still learning, to leather craft, to writing. I'm a barber and a model. Now, look, I've seen some, listen, there's women online, you see them showing their tits and ass and all that shit. And some of them have, they'll cut a guy's hair, but they'll do the whole tits in the face and, wearing tight clothes and all that. And so maybe it's, maybe she's one of those. I don't know. I mean, that's, yeah. I had a female barber for a while there, and yeah, she was one of the best barbers I ever had. And then I started and she's a good-looking woman, very smart, and yeah, there's, it is a little like, guys, you know what I'm saying? Like you're sitting there, and and she, she was no A cup. I mean, she's, they're right there, man. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to keep focus and concentrate, and and then at one point, I would just go to her there to shave my head, and she goes like, "Why don't you just do it?" And then I said, "Oh yeah, good idea." And then she talked herself out of business there. So, but but yeah, I think it was probably for the best because I was just so tempted at one point. Because it is kind of, it's not easy, man. Like women don't get that. I don't know, and you know what's weird too? Like she would she had a boyfriend. She was a black chick, and but she had a guy, come in, and this guy, like, he looked like, if you see these two together, like, there's no way they were a couple, but like he was kind of like, I don't know, like a little like dirty-ish, you know what I mean? And like he was a white guy, and and don't get me wrong, I live in Toronto. I'm used to seeing, listen, if I walk a block and I don't see a mixed couple, then then I'm the one that's scared. But the point is, it didn't seem to match, and and again, I don't judge. I'm just whatever. But the point is, it's a thing. I just hope it works out for her. I'm a busy lady, but I absolutely will make time for those important to me. That's nice. That's nice. That's very nice. The whole watermelon thing. I'm just listen. Maybe she didn't know what she was doing there. Maybe she did. I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, damn, that's pretty crazy. That is, and again, maybe she does comedy on the side. I don't know. Maybe, you know, maybe it's a test to see if people are actually reading the profile, and that she's waiting for someone to call her on it, and then, you know, and say, hey, you got me. Hey, you're my match because you're smart, and you caught. I did the whole ironic thing there, and I don't know, and I don't want to know, man. But the point is, just you got to be careful what you write online, man. You gotta, yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, good luck with the haircuts. Um, this, the irony is, I'm craving watermelon now. I mean, it's February; it's not in season, but I don't know. I'll wait a few months, I guess. This one woman I talked to, she said she was like a director. You know, a very short conversation online. Gave her my number, and then I don't know. I could never reach her, through text or phone call, whatever. So I don't know. Maybe she's looking for actors, or I mean, if she's looking for barbers, that can model. It's I got someone. If you don't mind, racial jokes. Uh, yeah. So this other person I talked to, again, I'll just keep this one short. You can tell some people on here, uh, it's just a matter of time before immigration pounds down their door. I mean, they're clearly looking for some kind of certificate, and just to stay in the country there. You can tell by the way they act, the pictures they take. I mean, it could be local. I don't know. I doubt it. I doubt it. But just be careful of scams. That's all I'm going to say out there. And you know, women that say they're looking for someone, but then quickly they find someone. So maybe they're testing the waters, or they're trying to get back at their exes or whatever. I mean, that could be, you know, that could be an issue too. You never know. But this one profile, it said, I'm a born again, Holy Spirit filled, God fearing, oh God, I'm already gone, speaking in tongues and water baptized Christian. And they have a Christian emoji there. Why not? They got an emoji for everything. I go to church every Sunday and mostly consistent to Bible study every week. My relationship with God, Jesus, and the Holy Ghost are my life. All in all, I read my Bible and pray, which is first and foremost. Ladies and gentlemen, some people on here are going to have a horrible, horrible reckoning. For online dating, and it's just she's gonna, and she's older, so maybe the way she grew up was different. She's gonna go online, and it's just gonna be like a bolt of lightning. It's just like, even in the picture she posed with the pigeon there with the the 8 leaves there. You're gonna need more than 8 tries to find somebody on here. It's going to be extremely tough for you. So, what have we learned overall, ladies and gentlemen? If you want to read your Bible, that's fine. Don't expect to find any person that is, Jesus on here, unless he's Spanish. And like again, if you're gonna, try to, say what you're against or what you're for, you may not want to contradict that with certain emojis. And again, watermelon is just fantastic. It really is. I like getting it pre-sliced. I bought a watermelon one time and I cut it up on the counter. It looked like the last 10 minutes of Dexter there. But I don't know. That's just me. But I think we can all agree watermelon is a delicious fruit. But should it be used for profiles and ways of that may come across as offensive? Probably not. Probably not. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a seedless episode of Computer Love, part 87.
About what that girl said before about the negative, positive comments, she said rock and roll is good and fried chicken is bad. I mean, that's not, it's not a crime to eat fried chicken. It's not a bad stereotype.
You like
And
fried
watermelon
chicken, right?
is a delicious fruit. Yeah.